No. Just bear with me, because I know better than you what I think.
Let's watch Douglas Murray shut up a BBC presenter and force the guy to listen to the truth that he doesn't want to hear about the reality of Islamic extremism in the UK.
This country has had a wildly stupid and lax immigration policy for decades. And we allowed people like the Abedi family, a family of jihadists who'd fallen out with Colonel Gaddafi because they were from rival jihadist groups. When the Abedi family fell out with Colonel Gaddafi, they came first to London and then to Manchester. And one of the sons they gave this country was Salman Abedi, who at the age of 22 killed 22 young girls at the Manchester Arena with a suicide bomb.
Unbelievable.
One, by the way, for every year of life this country gave him. His brothers just stabbed and thrown boiling oil at 3 prison wards. Let me bear with you. Why were the Abedi family in the UK? Why is nobody interested in asking that? And I'll tell you what the problem here is. There are lots of types of extremism. You get far-right extremism, far-left extremism. When it comes to jihadist extremism, jihadism comes from Islam. Therefore, if it's 1%, 5%, 15% of people of the Muslim faith who follow that version of it, you've got a hell of a problem. And the more people, the larger, this is simple math, the larger the number of people who are followers of a faith that has not solved the extremism problem in its midst or drawn suitable lines, the more extremism you will have. You don't get that from the Catholic Church in 2023 or 4. You don't get it from the Methodists. You won't get it from the Quakers, and you won't get it from the Anglican Church.
Of course there is.
Wow, that was brilliant. Absolutely fantastic shutdown of that BBC presenter there. I think Douglas really did humble that BBC presenter there. And he makes a very simple but very credible argument that you don't hear very often, because when you raise the problem of Islamist extremism, people always come back and they say, oh, but the vast majority of Muslims that live in this country are good people, are good citizens, are not extremists. But Douglas points out, even if it's just 1%, if you have a huge Muslim population in a country, 1% is a lot of people who could commit horrifying terrorist attacks. And it is so important that he has highlighted that case of the Abedi family, right? A lot of people, well, most people I hope know about that Manchester Arena bombing, but how many people know that the son, that he came from that family that was brought to Britain? We allowed that country to migrate to the UK and to come and live here. We didn't need to do that, right? Okay, but the authorities, they don't want to make a thing about the fact that that family was an immigrant family that we allowed in, knowing that they were part of a jihadi group, because they don't want their policy of mass migration and bad ability to vet people who are coming in this country. They don't want to be exposed. So that's being kept very, very quiet. Brilliant clip from Douglas Murray. I'm definitely going to be buying his new book and reading that soon. If you've read it, please leave a comment below. Let me know what it's like. Thank you for watching this video. I'm Chloe Dobbs. Subscribe to the Reason channel if you've not already.